3, 2, 1. All right, we are moving on to page 46. We just finished talking about quarters. We talked about how this is what the quarter looked like from 1965 to 1998 with George Washington on the front, and on the top it said Liberty, and then the year was at the bottom, and then on the back was the bald eagle. So those quarters were made from 1965 to 1998. Then what came out next are the state quarters. So you're going to turn to page 46. And the state quarters were made for 10 years. They were made from 1999 to 2009. So let's write that down. State quarters were made from 1999 to 2009, which is 10 years. And during this time, the front changed just a little bit on the quarter. So if you look on your page, on page 474, there's this quarter, and on the top it says United States of America instead of Liberty, and George Washington is still on it, but the year isn't underneath. Underneath him it says $quarter. So you're going to need to cut out that quarter. And this is the same as the quarter that's on your card here. Okay. So I'm going to neatly cut out that quarter. I'm going to put a little dot of glue on it. Just a little dot. And I'm going to glue that right here, because I need room here to glue some more. And then, if you also look on this page, you'll see some other quarters that are state quarters. So if you look right here, here we have a New Jersey quarter. That came out in 1999. And we'll cut those out neatly. And right here we have a Florida quarter that came out in 2004. And we also have on this page a Virginia quarter. So we have 3 state quarters. I'm going to cut those out neatly and glue them on. And actually, over the years, when I started teaching school, I started my state quarter collection, and I finally have it all finished. So here is my state quarter collection with all 50 quarters. Pretty exciting. And then it talks about each of the quarters in this little book. Okay. So if you really like coins, you could start a state quarter collection. Okay, here is my Florida quarter. And I'm going to cut out my New Jersey quarter. And on the back of each of the state quarters, it's something special about each state. Does anybody know what's on the back of the quarter for Utah?
It's the Rainbow Bridge.
Not the Rainbow Bridge. You're thinking of the National Park quarters. Anyone else want to try? It's for the state quarter.
Is it the Delicate Arch?
Nope. It's actually the Gold Spike. So I can show you that. So it came out in 2007. So that was the Utah quarter, the Gold Spike.
I have that one. It's super shiny, so we can see it well.
Okay. So I'm going to finish going on the state quarters I have. Of course, there were 50 state quarters in all. But if you're counting a quarter in your assignment, or you come to a coin that has a state on it, but you're not sure what coin it is, you'll know it's automatically a state quarter. Now, after you've glued those on in a row, we're just going to write a little arrow here, because I want you just to notice or remember that the front changed a little bit. From the old versus the new quarter front. Right. Then, after they were all done with the state quarters in 2009, all right, we can just kind of draw a line here, because when they were done with that, they had to come up with something else. So they started the what are called the the beautiful quarters, and that's where you're going to see like the Delicate Arch. So there are all these national park quarters and different things in nature. So we're going to write now the America, the beautiful quarters, started in 2010 and will end this year. It will end in 2021. Okay. So the America the Beautiful quarters started in 2010 and will end in 2021. So that's 11 years. So we'll just put that down. And you know what? They're also shortened. So you'll hear people call them the ATB quarters. So we'll put that there. Also called ATB quarters for each letter. America the Beautiful. And the last thing, there will be 56 total quarters. And I'm not sure if the quarters for 2021 are out yet. Might have slowed things down because of the coronavirus. There will be 56 total quarters in that collection. So 56 quarters. And you'll know that they're the America the Beautiful quarters. They have like a border around them, okay, that aren't on the state quarters. They have a border. And so your math book was printed, was developed before the state quarters ended, so that's why only the state quarters are in your Go Math book. So I gave you a strip of some of the, it's only 6 of the ATB or America the Beautiful quarters, but you'll see it has Arches and Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Hawaii volcanoes, Great Basin. I picked a few that the kids last year had heard of. But there are 56 total quarters. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to don't cut all of these out. That's not a good use of time. Just trim around them, but don't trim anything off. So just kind of trim around them until they fit in your book. If you've got paper sticking out, you don't want that. Okay, so trim them up until it fits in your book. And put a little bit of glue on the back. And some people also collect the America the Beautiful quarters. So you'd have to have 56 quarters to have that collection completed. And hopefully you can see what I mean now about that there's like a border on the outside of them, how they look a little different than the state quarters. So go ahead and finish up that page. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about quarters. Let me know if you are thinking of starting your own quarter collection. And I will talk to you soon.